Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, the world just keeps shaking you? You wake up with good intentions, trying to be calm, kind, and focused. But then someone says something hurtful. A mistake happens. Plans fall apart. The peace you tried so hard to build starts to crumble. Why does this happen? Why do people's words affect us so deeply? Why do situations pull us into anxiety, anger, and overthinking so easily? Now imagine, what if you could become unshakable? What if you could live in the middle of chaos and still feel completely calm, centered, and untouched? What if no person, no insult, no failure, no pain could truly disturb your peace? This isn't just a fantasy, it's a real possibility. And Buddha showed us how. There's a story from ancient times. A young man once traveled across many mountains and rivers just to meet the Buddha. When he arrived frustrated, he shouted at Buddha and said, "You are fake, you are misleading people, you are a liar." The disciples got angry and stepped forward to stop him. But Buddha raised his hand and said calmly, "Let him speak." The young man kept insulting, but Buddha sat there silently like a mountain. After a while, the man got tired and said, "Why don't you say anything? Why are you not reacting?" Buddha smiled gently and replied, "If someone offers you a gift, and you refuse to accept it, whom does the gift belong to?" The man thought for a moment and said, "To the one who brought it." Buddha said, "Exactly, I do not accept your anger, so it still belongs to you." The man fell silent. This is the kind of strength we all crave. A strength where no words, no events, no energies can disturb the peace inside us. And that's what today's video is all about. You see, Buddhism is not just a religion. It's a deep psychological science that teaches you how to remain still while the world moves. It teaches you 10 powerful principles, and if you live them, nothing can truly affect you. Not people, not emotions, not even the worst days. Because Buddhism doesn't promise you a world without problems. It gives you the mind that's beyond problems. Let me ask you something. What's the difference between a person who breaks down when things go wrong and someone who stands still and calm, even in a storm? It's not strength. It's not power. It's not luck. It's mental training. And that's what the Buddha did. He trained his mind so deeply that he became free from all external influence. Pain came, people criticized, even death knocked on his door. But his peace was unshakable. And here's the secret. That same peace is already inside you. It's just hidden under layers of fear, overthinking, reaction, and ego. But once you uncover it, you become unstoppable. You become like the sky, clouds come and go, but the sky remains untouched. You become like a calm lake. No matter how many stones are thrown, you return to stillness. Let's take a moment to visualize something. Close your eyes for a second and imagine this. You're sitting on a mountaintop. The wind is blowing. Storms are raging below. But up here, there is silence. Your phone is off. No noise, no pressure, no distractions. Just you, your breath, your awareness. Now imagine, even when you return to the real world, you carry this silence with you. Someone yells at you, silence. You lose money, stillness. Plans fail, presence. This is not indifference. This is mastery. Buddha said something powerful. You are not punished for your anger. You are punished by your anger. The same goes for fear, jealousy, anxiety. They don't come from the outside. They come from within us because we haven't trained our mind. And the biggest illusion we live with is, when the outside gets better, I'll be peaceful. But Buddhism flips that. It says, when you become peaceful, the outside won't matter. Let that sink in. Let me tell you another short Zen story. A young monk once asked his master, "Master, how do I stop people from hurting me with their words?" The master smiled and took him to a mirror. He said, "Insult the person in the mirror." The monk said, "But master, that makes no sense. He won't react." The master nodded. Exactly, become like the mirror. The lesson, don't absorb, reflect. This is not about being cold or disconnected. It's about reclaiming your power from everything that doesn't deserve to control you. In a world where everyone's reacting, you'll be the one who responds. In a world full of noise, you'll be the one who lives in inner silence. In a world chasing validation, You'll walk in quiet confidence, because once you truly understand these Buddhist principles, you'll stop living on autopilot. You'll stop being pulled by people's opinions. You'll stop fearing failure or craving approval. You'll stop drowning in overthinking. Instead, you'll rise, like a lotus untouched by the mud. Now you might ask, can this really happen? Can I really reach a point where nothing affects me? And the answer is yes, but not overnight. It takes understanding. It takes reflection. And most importantly, it takes practice. But every step you take on this path, every moment you choose silence over reaction, every time you choose awareness over fear, you move closer to that unshakable self. And the best part, it's not about being perfect. It's about becoming present. Because peace doesn't come when life is easy. Peace comes when you stop allowing life to control your mind. So in today's video, we're going to go deep. I'll share with you 10 timeless Buddhist principles that can completely transform how you deal with stress, people, pain, and even your own thoughts. These are not just quotes to feel good. These are tools to live by. Each principle has a story, a reflection, and a power that can help you become the calmest, strongest, and most grounded version of yourself. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand how to be untouched by the world, you'll feel it inside you. So take a deep breath, let go of your thoughts, and get ready to meet the part of you that nothing can affect. The part that has always been whole, always been strong, always been free. This is the path. This is Buddhism. This is your awakening. Let's begin. Principle 1. Anicca, everything is impermanent. Imagine holding a flower. It blooms beautifully in the morning sun, its petals glowing with life. But by evening, those same petals begin to fall. This is nature, this is the truth. In Buddhism, the concept of anicca, impermanence, is one of the 3 marks of existence. It means that nothing in life stays the same. Not your emotions, not your pain, not even your success. We suffer because we try to hold on to what is destined to change. We get affected when someone leaves, when a plan fails, when we grow older, or when things don't go our way. But why? Because somewhere we started to believe these things were permanent. But imagine this. What if you knew that every emotion, anger, sadness, anxiety, is like a cloud? It comes, it stays, and then it moves on. Once you truly internalize anicca, nothing disturbs you for long. You learn to float with life, not fight it. You begin to smile even during the storms because you know, this too shall pass. A Zen monk once said, don't cling to any moment, good or bad. Let it flow like water in a stream. When you live with the wisdom of anicca, you become like the sky, vast and unaffected by the passing clouds. Principle 2, non-attachment, let go to be free. There is a story of a traveler who came across a wise monk meditating under a tree. The traveler noticed the monk had nothing but a bowl and a robe. Curious, he asked, don't you miss having things? The monk smiled and asked, do you miss the stones you left behind while climbing this hill? The traveler laughed and said, of course not, they were heavy. The monk nodded, exactly. I let go of anything that weighs my soul. Non-attachment is not about rejecting life. It's about holding everything lightly. Buddha taught that the root of suffering is attachment. When we cling to people, status, results, or even beliefs, we open ourselves to pain. Imagine holding sand in your fist. The tighter you grip, the faster it slips through. But if you keep your hand open, it rests gently without falling. The same applies to life. Let go of the need to control people. Let go of the obsession with results. Let go of the desire to be always right. When you stop grasping, you start flowing. And in that flow, you find peace. Principle 3, mindfulness, master the present moment. Take a deep breath. Now ask yourself, are you here? Or are you lost in the past or future? Most of us are stuck in regrets or fears. We live everywhere except the present moment. But the present is the only moment we truly have. Buddhism emphasizes mindfulness, sati, as the path to inner freedom. It means being completely aware of what is happening right now, without judgment. Mindfulness is sipping tea and truly tasting it. Mindfulness is walking and feeling the ground beneath your feet. Mindfulness is listening to someone, not just with your ears, but your heart. When you become mindful, life slows down. Reactions turn into responses. Stress fades into awareness, and you start living rather than surviving. Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "When you walk, walk as if you are kissing the earth with your feet." Mindfulness transforms ordinary moments into sacred experiences. And when you master the present, nothing outside can disturb the peace inside. Principle 4. The illusion of self, ego is not who you are. Who are you? Are you your name, your job, your thoughts, your followers on social media? Buddha taught the principle of anatta, no permanent self. He said what we call self is just a bundle of experiences, memories, emotions, and thoughts. It's a process, not a thing. Why is this important? Because most of our suffering comes from protecting a false identity. When someone insults you, it hurts because you feel your identity is attacked. When you fail, it feels personal because your ego is involved. But if you understand that the self is not fixed, then nothing can truly harm you. You become free. There's a famous Zen story. A monk was walking with a disciple when someone suddenly started shouting at him. The disciple got angry and wanted to react, but the monk smiled and kept walking. Later, the monk said, "If someone offers you poison, and you don't drink it, whose problem is it?" The disciple understood. The ego drinks the poison, but the awakened self remains untouched. To live unaffected, you must remember, you are not your thoughts, not your pain, not your labels. You are the awareness watching all of it. Principle 5. Compassion, kindness is strength. It takes strength to react with anger, but it takes divine power to respond with compassion. Buddha said, "Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule." Compassion doesn't mean allowing people to walk over you. It means understanding their pain and choosing peace over revenge. There's a story where someone insulted Buddha again and again, but Buddha sat silently. When asked why he didn't respond, he said, "If someone brings a gift to your house and you don't accept it, where does it go?" The man replied, "It stays with the giver." Buddha smiled, "Exactly. I do not accept your anger." Compassion is not weakness. It's the highest form of intelligence. It says, "I choose to be free. I choose to rise. I choose not to carry your poison." When you begin to live with compassion, you stop reacting, you start radiating. And that energy, it makes you untouchable. Principle 5. Compassion, your greatest shield. Have you ever wondered why some people carry anger like a sword, while others move through chaos like calm rivers? The answer lies in one simple yet powerful principle: karuna, or compassion. There's a famous story of Buddha walking through a village. A man started yelling at him, calling him names, even throwing dirt at him. But Buddha didn't respond. He smiled. Later, his disciple asked, "Why didn't you say something?" Buddha replied, "If someone offers you a gift and you don't accept it, where does it go?" The disciple replied, "It stays with the one who offered." "Exactly," said Buddha. "I did not accept his anger." Compassion is not weakness. It's your greatest shield. When you choose compassion, you rise above hate, above chaos, above low energies. Instead of reacting, you respond with understanding. Instead of absorbing negativity, you dissolve it. You're not just being kind to others, you're protecting your own peace. So next time someone insults you, hurts you, or betrays you, ask yourself, do I want to drink poison, or do I want to walk free? Buddha says, hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal law. Principle 6. Equanimity, calm in the middle of storms. Imagine a candle in a room with no wind. It burns steadily. Now imagine the same candle in a storm. It flickers, it struggles. Most people live like that candle in a storm. Happy when praised, broken when criticized, motivated when winning, depressed when losing. But the wise live like the sun, constant, bright, unaffected by passing clouds. This is apeka, equanimity, the art of being calm in the face of both joy and sorrow. There's a powerful story. A farmer's horse ran away. The neighbors said, bad luck. The farmer calmly said, maybe. Next day the horse returned with 2 wild horses. The neighbors said, great luck. He replied again, maybe. Then his son tried to ride one of the wild horses, fell and broke his leg. Terrible news, the neighbors said. The farmer said again, maybe. Soon after, soldiers came to recruit young men for war. The son was spared due to the broken leg. What we see as good or bad is just a small chapter in a bigger story. Buddha taught, develop a mind that is vast like space, where both pleasant and unpleasant experiences can appear without conflict. Equanimity makes you unshakable. In joy, you remain grounded. In sorrow, you stay hopeful. Principle 7, right speech, words that heal, not hurt. Words can be weapons or medicine. Think of a moment when someone's words broke your heart. Now think of a moment when just a few kind words gave you the courage to keep going. Buddhism teaches right speech, to speak only what is truthful, kind, and useful. Before you speak, ask yourself, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If your answer is no to even one, stay silent. Once a monk was asked, what's the best way to purify karma? He replied, silence, especially when you want to scream. Sometimes holding your tongue protects your peace. Other times, speaking with love heals a broken soul, even your own. Buddha said, better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. So speak wisely, speak kindly, speak slowly. In a world of noise, your calm voice becomes powerful. Principle 8, acceptance, the art of inner freedom. Most people fight with life. They want the rain to stop, the heartbreak to heal overnight, and the world to bend to their desires. But life doesn't listen to demands. It flows as it wishes. Acceptance is not giving up, it's growing up. There's a story of a monk who carried a heavy bucket of water for miles, only to find the pot had a hole. Half the water was gone. When someone mocked him, he smiled and said, yes, but along the trail, flowers have bloomed where the drops fell. Life is not always fair, but it's always meaningful. When you stop resisting the now, you open the door to peace. Accept the past, accept the people who didn't apologize, accept the losses. This doesn't mean you won't try to change your life. It means you'll stop fighting with reality. Buddha said, when you realize how perfect everything is, you will tilt your head back and laugh at the sky. Surrender isn't defeat, it's power. Principle 9, letting go, the key to everything. What's hurting you right now? A memory, a person, a missed opportunity. We carry so much inside us, like walking with a bag full of stones, thinking we need them. But Buddhism teaches that freedom isn't something you gain. It's what happens when you drop the weight. Let go of anger, ego, regret, expectations, needing others to understand you. There's a beautiful story of two monks who were forbidden to touch women. But one day, they saw a woman struggling to cross a river. One monk picked her up and carried her. Hours later, the other monk said, why did you do that? We are monks. The first monk smiled and said, I left her at the river bank. Why are you still carrying her? Let go. You don't need closure, you need clarity. You don't need revenge, you need release. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means freeing your soul from the chains of yesterday. Principle 10, inner silence, the final warrior's weapon. The greatest battles are not outside, they're inside. The war between fear and faith, between doubt and discipline, between ego and enlightenment. And the greatest weapon is inner silence. Meditation, stillness, reflection. There's a reason Buddha sat in silence under the Bodhi tree for days. Because real power doesn't come from reacting, it comes from observing. When your mind becomes quiet, your heart becomes louder. You hear truth, you hear your own soul. Buddha said peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Don't run to the world to fix your inner pain. Don't beg others to complete your emptiness. Instead, sit, breathe, listen. The quieter you become, the stronger you grow. Conclusion, become the one no one can shake. So let's bring it all together. When you understand impermanence, you stop panicking in storms. When you let go of attachments, you walk freely. When you embrace mindfulness, you stop living in your head and start living in your heart. When you stop clinging to ego, you rise above petty things. When you choose compassion, you protect your peace. When you master equanimity, nothing controls you. When you speak with care, you build harmony. When you accept life as it is, you stop suffering from how it should be. When you let go, you become light. When you sit in silence, you find strength no noise can destroy. These are not just lessons, they are armor for your soul. Buddha didn't teach us how to escape life. He taught us how to face it with grace, with calm and with unshakable strength. If this video touched your heart, if you learned even one principle that brought you peace, then comment below, "I choose peace," and let's see how many warriors of light we have in this community. Share this with someone who needs to hear these teachings today. Subscribe to Wisdom of Sparks if you believe in the power of ancient wisdom in modern times. Remember, you are not here to survive. You are here to awaken. Until next time, stay grounded, stay silent, and stay unshakable. Namaste.